Hello. How's it going? Oh, you like the title? Yeah, the title. The title's good. I mean, I feel like after one after one episode of this, I got an idea of what's going on. I have a sneaking suspicion that more people are going to explode. Um, but yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We're doing more 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, 9 idiots that will like only have a couple hours to live, but they're going to talk about Jeopardy trivia. Let's see if I remember everybody's names. Probably not. Reminds me of the first Persona stream. I didn't remember anybody's name for the longest time. But yeah, the game's good. I liked it. Strangely enough, I find myself actually liking these visual novel based games. And I had before I started the channel, I had never played a visual novel game, but kind of turns out that a lot of the stuff that we play ends up being visual novel stuff, which is, I mean, variety is the spice of life, and you're always supposed to be trying new things. But love Persona, loved Ace Attorney. I don't know if Hatoful Boyfriend counts, but it was something. But I'm liking this. So let's get started. Oh, also I found this.
The nonary game. The nonary game. The nonary game.
That gave me entertainment for about 30 seconds. Where was I? I'm assuming B deck hallway? Yes. They stepped through the door to find themselves in a wide hallway. Oh, wait, nope.
Oh, another hallway.
Junpei, June, Lotus, and Santa stopped for a moment and looked at their surroundings. A short distance away, a metal grate extended across the width of the hallway.
Come on, open!
It's not going to open because you rattled it, you know.
Damn it!
You don't know that. They took hold and shook, but it refused to move.
Look over here!
Nearby was a pair of elevators.
Elevators. And the buttons? Of course they don't work.
The power must be out here too, just like by the staircase.
That leaves this door. Well, looks like we don't have any choice. Yeah.
Sure does.
Well then, let's open it.
Place your bets on who's gonna die first.
Alright, here I go.
Junpei grabbed hold of the knob and quietly pushed the door open, and then he exploded. He entered slowly, trying to take in as much of his surroundings as he could. The others followed shortly.
Oh, so it's a kitchen.
Santa did not look pleased.
What were you expecting?
Isn't it obvious? The exit? I was hoping this would be the way out of here.
You really think it'd be that easy?
Yeah, I know. Still.
Wishful thinking. As they talked, Lotus headed deeper into the room. Until at last she stood in front of a door.
If we can just get through this door, we should come out on the other side of that grate we saw earlier.
But don't we need a key for that?
No good.
Sorry, I guess that wasn't very constructive. Neither Junpei nor Lotus looked terribly happy. This room has the one concept I could never wrap my brain around no matter how many times it's explained to me, and I'm wondering if you'll get
let's
it.
take a look.
Junpei dug the ship map from his pocket and spread it out in front of him. I mean, I'm excited to, maybe this is when I start failing at puzzles. As he did.
Hey!
What's that?
Huh? Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you. I found this a little while ago. It's a map of the B deck.
Before Junpei could finish, Lotus snatched the map away from him.
Let me see that.
She ran her finger across it, muttering to herself.
I knew it. See? Look.
Yes, yes, hold your horses.
Junpei did as he was told.
What did you figure out?
Santa and June moved over to look at the map as well.
This is handy.
Is she our collective brain cell?
See? We came in here. Now if we go out there, then we'll be on the other side of the grate.
With her finger, Lotus traced a path on the map. Huh.
How about that? She's right. We can get out through there.
There we go. Here, you can have it back.
Satisfied that she had been correct, Lotus folded the map and handed it back to Junpei.
Thanks.
He took it and slid the valuable piece of paper back into his pocket.
There's a card reader on the right side
Oh,
of the
she's
door.
not the brain. She doesn't hold the collective brain cell?
And that means the key card is somewhere in here, right?
That seems the most likely.
All right, we know what we need to do then. Let's get moving. First off, I say we split up and look for clues.
Okay, gang, let's split up and...
Okay.
Is gonna say the thing, seek a way out. Okay. Alright, time to click on stuff. There's 10 of them. If you flip these over, they look like hats. The middle is super deep for a plate. It's a soup dish. Yeah, it's a soup plate. They're made that way so the soup doesn't spill. If you ever get out of here, you should treat yourself to a nice dinner out. It makes you think a poor college student has the money to do something like that. And these are the regular plates. There are 15 of these plates. I'm assuming they're for seafood. How the hell can you tell that? They look like just any other plate from the 99-cent store. If you ever take a lady out for dinner, you're going to embarrass yourself. I feel sorry for June. What? Why the hell are you bringing up June? The lady doth protest much, methinks. You are not terribly subtle. There's a bunch of little wavy ridges on this plate. Those are plates for serving meat. Ugh, you really are ignorant, aren't you? Come on, it's not like I need to know this crap. Jeez. And these are for salad. Oh. Remember, appetizers usually come on square plates. Well, excuse me, princess. Is that a... Did they just make a CDI Link reference? There's a voucher at the end of the counter. This voucher doesn't match the number of plates on the table. It says appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F on the voucher. And the plates on the table are 9 appetizers, 16 meat, 10 soup, and 15 seafood. Maybe they're using hexadecimal here. And hexadecimal is... It's a number system that goes 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, 10, 11. You're familiar with base 10, right? That's the normal system of numbers. The base 10 equivalents for hexadecimal numbers would go like this. A equals 10, B equals 11, C equals 12, D equals 13, E equals F, or E equals 14, F equals 15. Hello, Flufflecats. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Welcome to the stream. And 10 equals 16. The 10 become 16 in base 10. I know it sounds strange, but you can think of it as think of it as just 6 letters added to the normal number system after 9. A equals 10, B equals 11, C equals 12, D equals 13, E equals 5. I think I get it. I don't get it. This is probably what you're supposed to use to enter the password. I love a good 999 first playthrough. Hopefully I don't fail too badly. Dappleby is the one who convinced me to play this, so and I trust her a lot to give me like good game suggestions, but hopefully I don't fail too badly. Maybe if you put the right number, it'll open the oven door. I haven't the slightest clue what that is, though. Pots. What we've got here is a pot and frying pan. Oh, and a pressure cooker. Well, I guess we could use some of those as weapons. What kind of idiot are you? You're gonna run around holding that thing while you're looking for the dead? Hey man, it was just a joke. I'm liking it so far. I am liking it so far. Which is bizarre, because I'm not really a big visual novel person until I started the channel. A trash can. I can go inside of it, because that's where I belong. In the trash. Oh, better than being full of rotten food, I suppose. Damn it, there's nothing in here. Hey Santa, digging through the trash really suits you. Oh, burn! What the hell did you say? Listen, lady, I did you a favor. I know you just piss and moan, so I did it for you. Oh my, I don't recall asking you to do anything. Urgh. I ought to throttle you. Squeeze me. Does it feel colder in here? Can I click on the rolling pin? Alright, it's going. Do you think this is all part of Zero's plan? Probably. Kinda hard to believe there's a chef on board somewhere. Looks like the area under the plate opens up. No, you can't. I already checked. It's sealed shut. I think that's where the coal goes. Oh. Yeah, visual novels, again, is not for everyone, which sucks because there are so many good ones like these games. I mean, I don't think I would play a game that is just purely, I mean, if it's just purely text and choices, it's almost not a game in my mind. Like this, what's happening here is enough of a game for me to get behind it. Not to say that, like, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with liking just visual novels in general. Like, that's just another way to have a book, you know? Like, but, like, I played this, I played, Phoenix right on the channel, and I played Persona, although Persona is not really, it's got visual novel elements, it's not really a visual novel game, but I like them all. Wow, this pot looks like it's made of silver. I bet drinking tea from this pot would be really yummy. Spending a day off with June, drinking tea. Could such a day ever happen for me? Jumpy? Oh, nothing. We don't really need hot water, so we should be moving on. Can I find anything useful? It's a lot of notes. They got a bunch of stuff written on them, but it doesn't look like code or anything like that. There's some bottles of seasoning in here. Can I open this door? I can open this door. Cheese! Cheese! It's labeled cheese. That's how you can tell it's cheese. Hey, there's something behind the cheese. You're right. Why don't we move some of the cheese? All right, guys, time to move it. June and I need to look behind you. Oh, there's a little green bottle back here. God, I wish that. How's the game? I like it so far. I like it so far. There's a little green bottle back here. So wait, I'm gonna. This reminds me of something. Have you guys heard about the cheese caves in Wisconsin? No, cheese caves in Missouri. So there's there are billions of pounds of cheese in rock caves in Missouri. And like the government just like stored them there in case of emergency, and they're still there. And this is what this reminds me of. Like, if you've ever heard of the phrase government cheese, it is like, this is where it comes from. So, yeah, wait, hold on. So yeah, let me just capture this. So yeah, that the government, like back in the 80s, when I think inflation was really, really bad, Ronald Reagan, like, subsidized a bunch of dairy farmers to make a bunch of cheese, and they just stored it in caves, so it was a good excuse to pay farmers with government subsidies, and not, like, hold on, I gotta actually find pictures of them. It was a good way to, like, pay farmers and, like, use milk that would have gone bad. And that's why, like, so many American foods in, like, in the 90s and early 2000s are just cheese, because were just like using all of this cheese. Like if you go to any other country, it's also, I think it's also where like American cheese came from, because like obviously American cheese comes from like America, but there's just like massive quantities of cheese stored in caves in Missouri, and like it's great. It's great. Like here's the Google image search of like all of the cheese in the cheese caves. But like it's why so many of our food, like there's like so many staple foods in America that are just cheese, like grilled cheese. It's just cheese on bread. Mozzarella stick, which is just fried cheese. Like things like mac and cheese, like that's like an American thing, even though it's a pasta dish. Like there's just all this fucking cheese in the cheese caves, and like I think the FDA had like an ad campaign to like try to get restaurants and stuff to use as much of this fucking cheese as possible. So there's just like, and these are like recent pictures. It's just like ungodly amounts of cheese. Like it's hilarious. This is like a real thing, and I love it. What if we kissed in the Missouri cheese caves? I love cheese, man. Like I love it. So I guess what they are able to do is like you can extend the life of the cheese. Also, cheese has lost all meaning. You're able to extend the life of the cheese if you like dehydrate it and turn it into powder form, which is why there's like powdered cheeses and like mac and cheese, because that's not the natural form of fucking cheese. Bottle of oil. Oh look, cooking oil. You could probably use this to make something slippery. There are a number of cheeses lined up on the shelf. This is Gouda cheese. Oh, it's the wrong type of cheese. The most famous Dutch cheese. If you don't cut open the casing, it usually won't go bad. So you can store it at room temperature for a while. So we can eat this? Most likely, yes. Leave me here. I just want to eat. Oh no, I'm gonna explode in like 5 hours. Okay, never mind. Don't do that. The powdered cheese they use for Kraft mac and cheese is so good. I can. Yeah, that's where it came from. It came from the Missouri cheese caves. I guess it's hard to get hungry in a situation like this. Oh yeah. Also, I ignored somebody's comment. It's like I have never played anything like this before. It's kind of like anime Saw, but not Danganronpa. The description looks interesting. I mean, it's an accurate description and not at the same time. Oh, that's my calculator. But so basically, who wants to describe this game for High Bike 7? I think like longtime fans of the series could probably do a better job describing it to me than me. There's so much stuff in here. A whole lot of cans. This is probably a pantry. There's milk in here. Milk in an iron barrel. Judging by the rust, it's probably really old. Maybe we shouldn't open it up. I don't think it'd be a pretty sight. It looks like some kind of large tin container. Well, it's empty. Can I? Yes, I can interact with that. A knife! No!
A rusty knife? I don't think we'll be able to use it while it's like this.
The knife seemed important, Junpei thought, but it wasn't going to be much use the way it was.
It's futile.
Futile?
You know, a waste, useless, pointless.
Oh. Any particular reason you wanted to bring that up?
Oh, no reason really. I was just thinking about futility.
Huh?
She wasn't making much sense. Junpei tried rephrasing his question.
Why were you thinking about futility?
At last, she answered.
Well, it has something to do with the Titanic.
The Titanic?
Yep. Have you ever heard the story that the sinking of the Titanic was predicted?
I think I actually have heard that. Yeah, I think I have.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. There was a novel that had a bunch of stuff in it that described the sinking of the Titanic before it actually sank.
Yeah, that's the one. The title of the novel is Futility. It was written 14 years before the Titanic sank. But
I know. I mean, I didn't know the name of the book, but the story was the same, right? It was just like what happened on the Titanic?
yeah,
Well, I heard it was all a hoax.
a hoax?
I heard that the stuff that matched up to the Titanic so well was actually added after it sank. Apparently, the only thing that was the same originally was that a boat ran into an iceberg and sank.
But the novel was published in 1898, 14 years before the accident.
Like I said, that was the first print of the book. 14 years later, the author heard about what happened to the Titanic. He figured that was his chance, you know? He just went back and changed some stuff in his novel, so that it matched the Titanic exactly.
Surprised by Junpei's response, June seemed rather taken aback.
Really?
Don't ruin the astrology girl's day.
Really? There's no such thing as premonitions or any of that stuff.
Junpei. I mean, like, you're right, but don't tell her that. For a moment, June looked very unhappy, more so than Junpei thought was normal for a discussion. But it only lasted a moment. With no apparent reason, she suddenly looked up at him, alarmed.
But, that wasn't the only book that predicted the Titanic sinking.
Ah, of course.
It wasn't?
Yep, there were 2 other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead.
Flufflecats, thank you very much for the follow. Really appreciate it.
Both of them before the accident. One in 1886 and one in 1892. Stead wrote 2 stories that had striking similarities to the Titanic disaster.
Didn't boats like sink on a weekly basis in like the 1900s? Like, let's be real. Like,
In one, 2 ships collided. Many of the passengers died because there weren't enough lifeboats. In the other, a ship collided with an iceberg and sank.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give you that it seems a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too uncommon for ships to hit icebergs back in the day, or even other ships.
Right, I knew you'd say that. But what if Stead had some sort of special powers? To be more specific, what if he had the ability to do automatic writing?
What? Automatic writing?
oh, okay.
Wait, are you talking about when someone's possessed by a spirit and then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing what they're writing?
Oh, okay. Is this game gonna do ghosts?
What do you mean, yes? That stuff's a load of bull. Okay, let's say, hypothetically, that automatic writing isn't a total load. These guys still couldn't have predicted the sinking of the Titanic. When this Stead dude wrote his thing, nobody had died on the Titanic yet. So if automatic writing is about being possessed by dead people, who the hell possessed him so he could write that stuff?
That's not it.
What's not it?
Stead wasn't possessed by a spirit. He was doing the possessing.
What are you smoking?
William Thomas Stead was a passenger on the Titanic. He just wrote down what he saw with his own eyes 20 years before it happened.
Ah. He decided it was probably best to say nothing. Yeah, that's a good idea. What June was saying was insane and utterly absurd. If he tried to take what she was saying seriously, he'd go mad. Junpei, you do well on Twitter. Junpei smiled uncomfortably.
Well, why don't we talk about this some other time, okay?
Yeah, we both have a bomb in our chest cavity.
Huh? But
Her voice trailed off, and she glanced at the floor, troubled.
Come on, let's get back to it.
Junpei tapped June gently on the shoulder and awkwardly reached around her to pick up the knife from the box. So, can I combine these 2 things? I cannot, okay. Traditionally, like, you can use oil to sharpen a knife, like in real life, but maybe not that kind of oil. open? That door. This is the door we came in through. It's not locked, so we could go back out, but what's the point, right? All that's out there is an iron gate and a dead-end hallway. Yup, might as well be locked for all the good going back out there would do. I want to go out. Fine. Hey, Santa. Could you open that door, please? What the hell? There's no way I could open that thing. Guess you're getting to that age where your eyes start to go, huh? You better watch your mouth, boy, or someone won't live long enough to see that door opened. This has got the two of them on edge. You gotta get out of here, and fast. That's the exit. There's a big iron plate, big old iron plate over the door. I don't think we can open it. A countertop. Got a rolling pin and a colander. Nothing useful, in other words. Can I... What would 9 plus F be in base 10? A, B, C, D, E, F. 16, be 20, 24, right? Alright. Alright. I'm not seeing... How do I get over there? Wow, what a nice dish rack. I'd love to have that in my kitchen. Why don't you take it back with you? Are you offering to carry it for me? Why don't you ask Seven? You're kidding. You don't honestly think I'd let a beast like that into my home, do you? What about this giant metal thing? What about these boilers? It's a tank with a pipe coming out of it. Nothing really that special about it. Okay, so... 9... 10... 15... Okay, big thing. Oh, this one? Ah, yeah, okay. I didn't think I could. I mean, I got that could open, right? It's a bolt. And it's really rusty. Will this even open? We won't know until we try. Let's give it a shot. Alright, let's see if you're gonna come out. Oh, I can use oil on that. Yeah, I can use oil on that. Maybe I put some oil on it. Hey! Just a little bit of oil and come on. Come on, you little son of a bitch. Aha! You did it, Jumpy. You're so smart. As Junpei walked into the room, a blast of cold air washed over him. Almost instinctively, he folded his arms tight across his chest, doing what he could to conserve body heat.
Oh, it's cold in here. What is this place?
It's a freezer.
Are you blind?
Santa, you love the cold.
It's a freezer.
Santa's teeth had already begun to chatter. Hardly surprising. The freezer was far too cold for someone dressed as he was. Lotus, however, was in an even worse situation.
Oh, no way. That's way too cold for me. I'll freeze solid in seconds. Sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass on this one. I'm going to leave the rest to you.
And with that, she ran out of the room. Yeah, that's fair, Lotus. As Lotus left, June came in.
Oh, whoa. It's really cold in here.
White puffs of steam hovered in front of their faces as they talked. June had already started to shiver.
Hey, you don't need to be in here. You had a fever just a little bit ago. You should stay outside. We got this.
No, I'm fine.
Don't push yourself, June. No, no, no. You need to live. You go outside where it's safe. Junpei had scarcely opened his mouth.
Huh?
When the thunder sound of metal upon metal rang out from behind them. In unison, they spun around to find the door had only recently come through was closed. Junpei rushed to the door.
No! Why did it suddenly close?
Desperately, he grabbed hold of the doorknob.
Ah!
Oh no. It was cold beyond cold. Merely touching it was painful.
The knob's frozen!
But why?
They quickly deduced that the pipe next to the door had ruptured.
It looks like the pipe next to it broke, and...
Water released by the rupture had hit the door and frozen instantly.
Hey, Lotus! You're out there, right? Open the door!
Uh-oh. She wasted no time in response. Oh,
What
she's
do you
there.
want? What's going on?
Okay,
The door won't open! Try opening it from that side, please!
Oh, fine. Like, if you say so. Hold on.
soon they could hear Lotus on the other side of the door. Then the grunting ceased as they could hear Light panting as if from exertion.
It's no use. It won't budge. You've got more people in there. You figure it out.
That's rude.
Oh.
God damn it.
Grunt! Santa was shaking like a newborn deer. June was hugging herself and was shivering violently. Even Junpei, with the heaviest clothes of any of them, was clearly feeling the cold. With every breath they took, they could feel the cold working its way deeper and deeper into their bodies.
Anyway, let's find a way out. If we don't get moving, we're gonna be permanent residents.
Two heads are better than none. I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Am I timed on this one?
Yeah, you're right. Let's just take a good look around this room, okay?
Right.
They pushed in close to one another and began to search. Meat! You're never timed? Okay. Dry ice. Why do I feel like I know this one? Why do I feel like this is something that I've seen before? Why do I feel like I know the... Junpei picked up the dry ice with his sleeve as to avoid burning himself.
Dry ice is just frozen carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah, it is.
I wonder how warm it has to get for it to turn back into gas again.
Hell if I know. How is that gonna help us anyway?
Oh, well, I figured we might be able to use it to get out of here.
They were about to move on when June spoke up.
Carbon dioxide sublimation point is negative 109 degrees. Any warmer than that, and it'll turn into gas. Any lower, and it becomes a solid.
And there's no liquid form of carbon dioxide. Junpei looked at her, dumbfounded.
How do you know that?
Somebody was paying attention in chemistry class.
Despite my looks, I'm the the queen of random knowledge.
Looks bad to mess up when you're showing off.
Oh, I did not realize that Dappleme and Flufflecats know each other.
Oh, you're so cold your mouth's going numb?
Yeah, that's right.
You're just doing that on purpose, aren't you?
June giggled and did her best to hide her guilt. At least she was still feeling good enough to joke around, Junpei told himself.
Come on, guys. Don't you think that's kind of weird? I wonder why it doesn't turn into a liquid first.
Santa was now shivering at an astounding rate, but his curiosity seemed unaffected. Junpei. His patience was wearing thin.
How the hell would I know? And how the hell is that gonna help us get out of here? We don't have time for this crap.
But it can turn into a liquid.
It can? I didn't think it could.
Carbon dioxide turns to liquid.
Oh,
when
yeah,
you put it
pressure. Yeah.
pressure.
This isn't really a good time for a chat about science.
But I was wondering the same thing.
Wondering what?
Wondering why carbon dioxide doesn't turn into a liquid unless it's under pressure.
Pushing down on me, pushing down on you, and now that's what...
Right? It just seems weird. Water's a liquid between 32 degrees and 212 degrees. So why isn't that the case for carbon dioxide?
Because the way it is.
H2O and CO2 are...
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Totally different substances.
No, they're really not.
Look, guys, if we keep this up, we're just gonna freeze to death. You good with that? You want to die talking about sublimation and gases? Because I sure
Yeah, like
as
some
hell
kind of
don't.
fucking nerd. He fixed both of them with a glare.
Now let's get back to work. Assuming you don't want to end up like a pair of ice sculptures.
Oh, did I fuck up?
Oh, but Jumpy.
You need to hear the whole conversation. I do know that I need to make an explosion somehow. Or so he thought.
There's a kind of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes above 32 degrees.
Stuff under pressure.
I heard about it. Its melting point is 96 degrees.
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees? You mean there's water that freezes at 96 degrees?
I haven't saved in a while.
Yeah, well, you could also look at it as ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees.
Why do I need to hear the whole conversation? Water that freezes at 96 degrees. Ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees. That is interesting. Now that was difficult to ignore. Jimba had to ask.
So what's this ice with a melting point of 96 degrees called?
I heard it's called Ice 9.
Oh, 9.
Ice.
You can skip back here later, I guess, but it'll save you time later. Is it okay if I just keep going? Because you do eventually need to. Really? Really? Or what? So I fucked up? I fucked up? Go to the flowchart. Oh, right, I can... So here, right?
Ah, another...
So then if I... So then I go here.
It's not going to open.
Damn.
Look up
Skip.
the power.
That leaves... Well,
Yeah.
Sure does.
Well, then.
alright.
Do I need the knife?
Huh.
What were you?
Isn't it the egg? Yeah.
If we can just...
Anyway, let's take a look.
Skip.
What's the... Huh, I found... It's a map of the deck.
Let me...
Yes?
What did?
This is...
See?
So what you're telling me is that I should save
There
more
we go.
frequently.
thing.
There's a car.
And that means...
That seems...
Alright, let's get...
Okay.
All right, let's save. Seek a way out. I gotta save over the whole way because there's nothing else to do. Alright, so... Oh, I do need to get the oil. I do need to go to the cheese cave. Okay. We'll just skip through, like, conversations and stuff. It's fine. It's fine. Boop. And we know this is here. Grab the knife. She talks about...
A rusty knife? I don't think we'll be able to...
She talks about astrology stuff.
Oh,
Oh, it was just.
huh?
Have you ever?
Oh, there was an...
Yeah, the tide.
We already saw this, so I'm just skipping past it really
well,
quick. Sorry, everyone.
Apparently,
But
like I 14, he just so that it
Actually, let me
matched
just-
the Titanic. Really, there's no such.
But that.
It,
Yeah, there were both one step in.
I'm pretty.
Right.
Hmm?
But
seems like adventure screen is faster to skip through.
What do you? Okay, he's got. When did so?
that's
What's?
step. He was. Will he?
Well,
Huh?
come on.
And we can do this. Let's lube up the deadbolt.
Oh, what is?
Oh, Humphrey, sorry.
Bye, Lotus.
Oh
Hey, you have.
no, I feel.
But
Huh?
no. The knob.
How cold is this freezer?
Looks- Hey,
What do you want?
don't try.
Oh, if you...
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
You've got...
Oh,
God.
I.
Let's right.
Okay. Dry ice. Can't you make that stuff cause an explosion if you seal it in something that's airtight? Explode? Yeah, didn't you do that in school? You should never estimate the power of an expanding gas.
Dry ice is just.
Yeah.
Okay, Rick.
What the hell have I know?
Oh, well.
Carbon any warmer.
Oh, looks bad to me.
Uh,
Oh.
Okay, so if I
You're just doing that
don't try to inquire as to why it can't stay a liquid, I die.
It is kind.
but it can turn into a liquid. Carbon dioxide turns to liquid if you put it under high enough pressure.
So it did say the
At
same
1
thing.
Atmosphere, normal air pressure.
It won't turn into a liquid, right?
Uh,
You needed it? Okay.
See, that is weird.
Okay.
Water's a liquid between 32 degrees and 212 degrees.
That's so weird.
So why isn't that the case for carbon dioxide?
We're kind of getting at the same idea, though.
there's a kind of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes above 32 degrees.
Huh?
I heard about it. Its melting point is 96 degrees.
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees?
You mean there's water that freezes at 96 degrees?
Yeah, well, you could also look at it as ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees.
Water that can freeze at 96 degrees. Ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees. Junpei was cold as hell, but this was too interesting to ignore. He did his best to warm up his hands by rubbing up his arms and stamping his feet, and then put the question to June.
So what's this ice with a melting point of 96 degrees called?
I heard it's called Ice 9.
Ice 9?
Originally, Ice 9 was a made-up substance invented by a science fiction author. But recently, scientists have discovered that such a substance actually exists.
Shout out to my friend playing Destiny 2.
Wait, hold up. So is this thing called Ice 9, or is it water?
Like I said, if the ice is over 96 degrees, it'll be liquid. If it's under that, it'll solidify. So you could think of it as a polymorph of H2O. Here, think of it like diamonds and graphite.
Okay.
They're both made of carbon, right? But depending on the structure of the crystallization, the hardness and structure are completely different.
Kudos to their voice actors right now who have to act out these lines while they're pretending to freeze to death.
So you're saying normal water and this Ice 9 are like that?
Yup.
She wasn't finished.
Have you heard the story about the crystallization of glycerin?
I vaguely have heard about this. I have a chem minor. I should know
For
better.
150 years after the discovery of glycerin, people cooled it, warmed it. They did all sorts of things to it. But whatever they did, it never crystallized. However, one day in 1920, some glycerin on its way to England by ship was discovered to have crystallized during the trip. scientists around the world wanted to research this new crystallized form of glycerin and asked for seeds. Oh, a seed is a sample of the original crystallized substance.
This series is so fun if you have a science background. I'm seeing it.
With a seed crystal, further crystallization of glycerin would be easy. However, something very strange happened. Not only did the glycerin encouraged by seed crystals begin to crystallize, even the samples nearby did, even though they were tightly sealed. And it didn't end there. After that day, it doesn't matter where in the world it is. All glycerin crystallizes naturally when cooled to less than 64 degrees. Before that day, no matter how glycerin was cooled, it refused to crystallize.
Hello, Trey. How's it going?
But once the crystallization had begun, it was almost like, how do I put it?
That's
It was
definitely.
almost like all the glycerin in the world was communicating.
Oh, what was that theory that Lotus told us about?
Communicating in some way that we can't sense.
Like fields or
Now
whatever.
It's happening everywhere.
Honestly impressed. It was, in fact, a pretty interesting story. We're gonna die.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. But, what does that have to do with Ice 9?
To his surprise, it was Santa and not June who answered.
What she's saying is that it's a lot like Ice 9. What happened, I mean.
A lot like? Oh, that would be bad. If water everywhere started freezing at 96 degrees, man.
It'd be the end of the world.
Junpei felt that Santa might not be treating the idea of the end of the world with proper concern.
At any rate, we're not gonna have to worry about the end of the world unless we can get out of here pretty damn quick.
He was right. Junpei shivered.
Alright guys, I think that's enough of that. I didn't think we'd get quite this far off topic. I mean, I know I'm kinda at fault here, but we can't be screwing around anymore. So serious. I might go by the name Santa right now, but I didn't grow up in Iceland. I freaking hate the cold. So let's get cracking, alright? We gotta find a way out of here.
Santa stopped off, clearly doing his best to pretend the cold wasn't affecting him.
Selfish, isn't he?
Still, Santa was right, and it was high time they got back to their search.
Ice 9 is interesting and all, but we can discuss it more once we get out of this freezer.
Junpei looked at June, nodded, and resumed his search of the room. There's some frozen meat up there. Looks like pork. Huh? What's this? Looks like a tag or something. Chunk of pork. I think there's something written on here, but I can't read it like this. If we try to pull it out, it'll probably rip. You need to defrost that. Don't think we're gonna be doing that in this room. What's this? Is there something else in the freezer? Oh, nope, didn't mean to do that. Is there anything else? Oh, open the damn freezer. Frozen chicken! So is the solution... I mean, the dry ice is already in the bag. What if I just... Maybe it just needs more of a shock, you know? More of a shock? I forgot Santa and Pewter have the same voice actor. I was confused for a second. Oh, it's Luke's voice actor. Oh, okay. I kind of hear it. Hey, Junpei. Didn't you find some dry ice earlier? Yeah. There's warm water coming out of that pipe. Warm water and dry ice. What do you think would happen if we put that stuff in a sealed container together? There's water dripping from this pipe. Looks like when the pipe burst, the water hit the doorknob and froze it in place. This water actually seems almost warm. I'm clearly missing something. Oh wait, there's something on the floor. I didn't see that. Open. The fuck is this? Sturdy rope. It's a rope. We could use it to attach something to something else, I suppose. Water bottle. What if I collect the ice in the water in the water bottle? Or make the world's worst bomb? Oh wait, can I defrost the pork with the... No. What's this? This thing is covering something. It's frozen solid. Can't flip it over. Map. I can't click on this, can I? No, that's not a thing. Wait, what? But the dry ice is too big. Well, you gotta figure out how to make it smaller then, don't you, genius? Okay. Can I combine that with that? No. Can I What if I slam it in the door? No, that's not a thing I can do. There's nothing else to... Can I interact with these pipes? No, there's like nothing else to interact with, it seems like. What am I not understanding? Can I just smack it against the door? I need to crush the dry ice if I want it in a bottle. What can I use to crush the ice? What can I use to crush the ice? What if I hit it with a chunk of pork? Oh my god, that's actually the solution. I love this game. Alright, the dry ice is in pieces now. I'm gonna put these pieces of dry ice into the water bottle. I'm a genius. Poor chicken. Don't worry, it's already dead. Oh, is that the only use for the chicken? Alright, time to make a... Not yet, Junpei. We're not gonna get the result unless you want hook that bottle to the doorknob. Oh, okay, we have a... Well, we have rope for that. Water bottle bomb! Oh, okay. Okay. There is no unless I'm missing something, there is no fucking way that a bottle with dry ice in it is gonna break through a fucking steel door. Warm water dripped from the ruptured pipe near the door.
Put water into the bottle with dry ice.
This is not a no.
And make sure the lid's closed. Now I just have to put this makeshift bomb on the doorknob.
No, that would never fucking work.
So, what do we do now?
We just need to give it a little, tap. The bottle's already about to pop. If we just throw a rock or something at it, it'll go off all on its own.
A small rock? Huh. A small rock.
Grab a fish from that freezer and throw it at it. Junpei looked down at the floor. Scattered piece across it were pieces of dry ice left over from the larger chunk he crushed earlier.
Alright, this ought to do the trick.
He pulled his sleeve down over his hand to keep from getting burned and grabbed the chunk of dry ice.
Ah, some dry ice, huh? Not a bad idea.
It was a pretty good size. About as big as a pool ball.
Alright guys, stand back. Actually, we should probably hide somewhere.
Both Santa and June looked at him with new concern.
Where exactly do you expect us to hide, genius?
There's that thing in the floor.
There isn't really anywhere big enough.
Yeah, there is. Look, right here. We can hide in there.
Junpei pulled open the door to the small cellar. Yeah.
Come on, get inside, quick.
Santa and Jude nodded and jumped down into the hole. I mean, if this was the only solution to get out of this room and I was here in real life, I'm dead. I'm sorry. Like, I never would have figured this out if they didn't... Like, I would never have figured this out.
All right, here I go. 3, 4, 5.
You're counting the wrong way.
Oh, oops.
Oh god, I can't count.
That is a really sad excuse for a joke, man.
Sorry, dude. All right, for real this time. You guys ready?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Just throw the damn thing.
All right, here I go. 3, 2, 1.
Junpei threw the trunk of dry ice as hard as he could. With the same motion, he ducked down into the cellar with Santa and June, just as... That would never fucking work! There's no way, right? Junpei leapt out of the cellar and ran to the door.
Jumpy!
Yeah, it's gone.
The blast must have shattered it.
Okay, it just broke the ice.
Yes. All right, let's see if it opens.
Junpei grabbed the knob and pushed with all his might. The door gave way easily, and all three of them tumbled out into the freezer at once.
Hooray! We're out!
Move!
Santa shoved past Junpei and ran straight to the grill, which he immediately grabbed.
Oh, god damn it! Hot, 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 hot. Fuck!
He proceeded to kick the grill in a futile but amusing fit of rage.
Well, you did just grab the grill. What did you think would happen? Hey, where's Lotus?
It took Junpei only a moment to find her. She was sitting on the counter, idly scratching her chest.
Welcome back. I was starting to get tired of waiting for you guys.
With a great yawn, Lotus lowered herself off the counter. Junpei clenched his teeth and walked toward her.
What were you doing?
What do you mean, what was I doing? I was waiting.
We were gonna die.
Oh, yeah? But you didn't. So everything worked out all right, didn't it?
But what the hell?
And she's
Just
kind of cold.
kidding. It might not look like it, but I was really worried.
Oh, don't give me that crap.
I'm telling the truth. I mean, if you died, then I'd be in trouble too. If you died, then I'd be stuck here, and I'd die too. See? I did all I could. I even looked around to see if there was anything I could use to pry open the door, but I couldn't find anything. So, all I could do was wait. I mean, what else did you want me to do? Call the cops?
I mean, that's kind of fair. It was true there wasn't much she could have done, but something about her tone. Junpei gritted his
Fine,
teeth.
but there's one thing I have to ask you.
What's that?
You didn't close the door, did you?
What? You think I closed the door on you? Why would I do something like that? It closed on its own.
It is a
I told
freezer.
you before, if you die, then I die too.
Yeah, I guess so.
It seemed that the accident was the only explanation for the door's closure.
If she really wanted to kill us, all she had to do was bar the door from the outside. But she didn't. Well, she didn't do anything. She's only lazy, or negligent at least, not an attempted murderer.
Junpei swallowed his anger and did his best to apologize.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Oh, yes, well that's all right. As long as you understand.
Lotus looked away and twirled her hair between her fingertips. His vengeance against the grill complete, Santa swaggered back towards Junpei and Lotus.
Hey, no more screwing around, you two. Break time's over. Especially for you, lady. You've just been sitting on that fat ass of yours while we were freezing to death.
How rude! I was plenty busy.
Yeah. How about you put all that energy into something besides bitching? Let's go.
Yep, that's dialogue. Alright, time to grill the pork. Grill the pork. Oh. I mean, it's not like it's gonna burn right away, right? You just gotta keep an eye on it and the paper will be fine. Well, they can argue all they want. I'm gonna keep an eye on this pork. Cool, looks like it's about time. I'm gonna try taking the paper out. Jimpy, be careful. Sweet of her to care, but I know what I'm... Ouch! See? I told you. What the hell are you doing? Hurry up and take the paper out. It's not coming out. The thing's frozen stiff. I can't get it out. So are you gonna have to cut the meat? Yeah, it looks that way. Knife is too dull. If we had something you could sharpen this knife with. What could I use to sharpen a knife? What could I use to sharpen a knife? Wait, was there something... something down here? No. What if I used another knife to sharpen the knife? What? I really think a ladle is going to be very useful. Yo, dude, we just used a fucking piece of chicken to solve a puzzle. Let's not, like, question anything. How many digits can this take? It's probably for entering a passcode. After all, the oven door is locked. My guess is that'll open if we put in the correct code. We're fine. It's an iron oven. Looks pretty heavy duty. It's probably industrial quality. Bet you could cook anything with this. Anyway, let's have a look inside. Yeah, it doesn't open. Wait. Yeah. There's a pot on top of the stove. If there are some ingredients around here, I could cook something up for us. Lotus, you can actually cook? Who the hell do you think I am? You'd better believe I know how to boil hot water and put in my instant noodles. And I can boil eggs too. That's hilarious. Oh, the sink. A sink? Still got water in it. There's a couple of plates in here, but I don't think they're gonna help us much. Oh, is this a... That's a whetstone! Yeah, there we go. And it took off all of the... Awesome, Junpei. Now we can cut out the paper. C plus 10 plus F. So C is 12 plus 10 plus F is 15. So 12, 10, 15. All right, let's give it a shot. I see. C plus 10 plus F. There aren't any letters on the input device, so it's hexadecimal. Yeah. There's not a backside to this, is there? No, I didn't think so. This is like the hardest thing in the game for me. So C plus 10 plus F. So C is 12, 10 is... I mean, oh, I guess they just... Well, they just add up, right? So it would be 37. Be 37. I don't think that's a... But it's 3 digits. I was just kind of assuming that it was 3 digits. Okay. There's C13. A, B, C, D, E, F. Oh wait, I know, I got it. I mean, they add up to 37. C is 12, right? You have to change 10 to hexadecimal. Oh. Which is 16. Because the whole thing is in hexadecimal. Okay. I understand. I understand. So it's actually 40. It's actually 43. That makes... Yeah, okay. Alright, nope, you're right. It would make sense that the whole paper was in hexadecimal. 10 is hexa... Yep, okay. No, I mean, you gave me that hint. You gave me that hint. And I thank you for that, because that would have taken me a very long time otherwise. I got caught up on the 10 being a number and not hexadecimal. Okay, open. That's the key card. It's a Saturn. Open. Yay! I mean, I guess I would have eventually gotten out because it would have been like, okay, 000, 001, 002, 003, 004. Like... I am going to save. A metal grate stretched from wall to wall. Beyond it were 2 elevators and an entrance to the kitchen.
The elevators are over there, so that means...
We figured it out.
We went into the kitchen through that door and came out on this side.
That means the map was right.
Looks like.
Alright,
Then
good.
let's use it to plan our next move.
Next move?
Yeah, we need to decide where to go from here, don't we?
He's right. Let's get started.
From the looks of it, there are 4 possible routes.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Let's just keep it simple and call them A, B, C, and D.
Oh, no.
First, A and B.
They both seem to connect to a room that looks L-shaped.
Yeah, there were 2 doors.
No, there's 9 doors.
But they were both locked. We couldn't open them.
Now, route C. This goes all the way to the main staircase.
That means it's door 5. One of the numbered doors.
Then do you think we would meet up with the other 4 after this hallway?
No, I don't think we will.
It's probably metal
Why
gates.
Look, there by the stairs. See how the gate is opened? When we went into the kitchen, it was closed. But it's open now. What do you think that means?
They went.
Opened it.
Most likely.
Okay.
And if we take Route C, we're going backwards.
That would be pointless.
Then that means...
We have to go through D. Which goes off the map. Y'all looked at the staircase, its lazy curve leading down deeper into the ship.
Route D, then.
D it is.
Yup, Route D.
Then we're set.
They jogged down the stairs until they reached the C deck.
Everything looks okay here.
Let's check the next deck just to be sure.
Yep, water.
Yeah, just like I thought. D-deck is totally underwater.
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
The water gazed back at them, its smooth surface like a great mirror.
At least the water level hasn't really changed.
Small comfort.
May as well head back to C deck.
What else is here?
The elevators
There are
that
two
probably aren't
elevators
working.
over there at the top of the stairs, just like the floor above.
Hold on. These are kind of different.
Oh, I guess they are.
See? There's a card reader on the side.
Another strange mark.
Oh, that's a dead.
Hey, look! It's Lotus's symbol.
Huh?
See? It's the woman symbol with horns on it.
Oh, that's cold.
That seems like...
That is cold.
Oh, ouch, 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 ouch,
That is
ouch,
cold.
ouch.
Lotus had taken hold of Junpei's hair. She began to shake him violently, and he thought he had heard a low growl coming from her throat.
What was that about the mark again?
Nothing.
Such violence. Junpei began to wonder if she was not the devil itself. With an uncomfortable smile, June spoke up.
This is a Mercury symbol. The horns symbolize the wings on Hermes' staff.
Fucking nerd.
Hermes herpes. Whatever. If we can't get this thing to work, these elevators aren't going anywhere.
Oh,
In
God.
other words, we need a key card with the Mercury symbol on it.
Probably.
I guess we can't get on then. Let's just disregard the elevators for now.
Oh, that's
How
amazing.
about this hallway on the left?
Nope!
Whoa, there's so many doors.
They weren't sure how many, but it's certainly enough to be discouraging.
Damn it. If we try and search all these, the sun's gonna go down before we've done half of them.
I think the sun already set.
No, you know what I mean.
This ship is the only thing that's going to be going down anytime soon.
That's even worse.
Well, we can come back to this hallway later. Let's check the hallway on the other side, shall we?
Time to head back to the stairs.
To their right was a small hallway.
And now the right hallway.
Quickly, they headed into it. It was approximately the same size as the alcove in front of the stairs. The hallway led toward the stern, and at its end was a set of double doors.
There are doors here too. Well, I guess it's just 4 this time.
Let's open them.
All right, let's start with this one.
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move.
It isn't locked. I'm going to open it.
Thrilled to find an unlocked door, he threw it open. And fucking died. Junpei didn't know to make of what he saw. Oh!
What?
Oh, is this the crew's quarters? He simply stood, unable to speak. The other simply stared, open-mouthed. After a few long moments, Santa managed to speak.
What the hell is this? This place is huge.
A massive room stretched out in front of them, more than a cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on the 4 companions. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds.
Oh, there are beds.
They were simple little things, little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
Is this a hospital?
He had at least been able to put a name to the harsh scent that pervaded the room.
It definitely has the smell.
Could be. I see medicine cabinets and surgical tools.
Hey, look there. The 4 doors at the end.
Three of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3.
The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt. They're numbered doors.
Why is the second door blank? That seems kind of strange, don't you think?
No point worrying about it right now. Let's see if these will open first.
Yes, that sounds like a good plan.
Junpei headed towards the doors, weaving his way between the beds. He stared with door 3 on the left and moved to the right until he reached door 8. None of them are gonna open.
Oh, it's no use.
Well, of course. If it was that easy to open these doors, what would be the point of the notary game? We have to activate the red, or the numbered doors won't... Wait a minute.
What's wrong?
Look, the display on the red. There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Don't you remember? The red at the central staircase? If no one was inside, it said vacant.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But this one,
There's nothing on it.
right?
I wonder if it's broken.
Only one way to find out.
It's not responding.
Huh. All 4 placed their hands over the red, but it refused to respond. They pulled the lever and still did nothing. As soon as they discovered it wasn't the red for door 8 that was behaving strangely.
How about the red on door 7? And door 3?
None of them are working.
Okay.
What does it mean?
Did they already go through?
I knew it. They're broken. Zero sure sucks at maintenance.
Okay, so who did they have on there on the other team? They had Snake, Lion, 7. No, they had Ace, Snake, 7, and Clover. So they couldn't have gone through all of them.
No, that's impossible. You really think Zero, who prepared all of this, would make such a stupid, simple mistake?
Maybe, but that doesn't explain why this thing ain't working.
It was at that moment when they heard the voice from behind them.
I believe the bottom of the device has been removed.
Talos and Jeffy. They spun around to see,
Snake!
but it was more than just Snake. Oh, they all hear. Oh, okay.
Ace! Clover! 7!
Okay, that explains it. Although they were glad to see one another, it wasn't terribly surprising that they had. It had been the other party who opened the gate in front of the kitchen. It wasn't unreasonable that they'd bump into one another eventually. The rest of Snake's team, however, did look rather surprised.
How?
How did you end up here?
That's my line?
Perhaps we should exchange information.
After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the ruse they'd been through and how they ended up in the same space. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again. Although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person, each one of them was wearing some manner of smile. Almost as if they had already forgotten about the death of the Splody Man. Oops. Not that Junpei, perhaps. No, thought Junpei. Perhaps that wasn't it. Perhaps the thoughts of his death were the ones that were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way, no. The ninth man had died. But they were still alive, and that was something to be happy about. He, like, mega died. A sort of simple, uncomplicated joy, Junpei thought. The joy of being alive. Still alive? He felt sorry for the ninth man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive.
There you have it. Our half of the story.
His part finished, Ace fell silent. For a moment, Junpei was silent and thought. Then he spoke.
Okay, let me see if I got all this straight. When you guys got here, the bases for the Reds were already gone.
And you looked all over this room, but you couldn't find anything.
So you figured that there might be something in the hallway with all the doors.
So you went and had a look?
Yeah.
And while you were looking around, you heard voices.
Oh, shit.
Uh-huh. So you followed the voices and came back here.
Oh, it was us.
Indeed. and that was how we found you.
Why don't we check those 3 reds again, just in case?
You're right. Huh. There's a long, thin gap on the bottom. I think it's a slot for some...
Well, this isn't good. If the red is inactive, we can't keep going.
Well, what about that hallway over there? Isn't there anywhere else we can go?
No, there isn't. There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else.
Hospital rooms. That's what's behind all those doors?
Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
There was an astrological symbol engraved near the keyhole, however. I was able to get a good feel of it. I believe it was the symbol of Jupiter.
Not again. Those goddamn things are everywhere.
I feel you, Santa. I feel you.
I wonder what they all mean.
For a moment, everyone was silent, deep in thought.
While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room?
It's probably like one of those like hospital areas where they just kind of put people when they're like, oh, we don't have any of the fancy rooms for people that have good insurance, so we're just gonna throw all the sick people in the giant like mass, which is safe.
I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
Of all people, it was Seven who answered, and with calm confidence.
Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship. Chances are it's the Gigantic.
The Gigantic?
Gigantic?
Junpei looked confused. Not the Titanic, the Gigantic.
What is this gigantic?
Seven knit his brows for a moment, then began to explain.
The Gigantic. She was a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century. Actually, the Titanic had 2 sister ships, and they looked exactly the same. The Gigantic was said to be one of them. They intended to make her a passenger liner like the Titanic, but World War I began soon after the ship launched.
And is the other sister ship like the Zizantic or something?
The British Navy took her over and made her a hospital ship. At some point during the war, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine in the Aegean Sea. She ran aground afterwards, so she didn't end up sunk. What happened to her after that? One theory going around is that a man named Lord Gourdane bought her. Seemed like he'd been one of the few to survive the Titanic sinking. That trauma turned him into some kind of obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. Soon enough, the guy wanted the Titanic itself. Which was impossible, of course. It's stuck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. But the Gigantic wasn't. And seeing as she was identical...
So you're saying this Lord Gourdane bought this ship?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
That's impossible. No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down, just pay attention. What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic.
Well, this ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship. So, I just figured...
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
No, I've got more.
Like?
Well, I mean,
that's like a good deduction, I guess. Seven looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment, then gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey, whoa, wait a minute. Memory isn't back?
Junpei was, he felt, legitimately shocked by what seemed to be new and very important information. Everyone else, however, seemed unimpressed. The fact that they all looked at Junpei as though he had said something very strange.
Yeah?
Your point being?
He decided to revise his attitude for the next question.
Wait, was I the only one that didn't know?
Everyone nodded.
Why?
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't tell you.
Oh, do Seven and Lotus know each other?
I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. I told them I couldn't remember a damn thing from before.
Oh, okay.
What?
Then, almost to have saved Junpei from a further embarrassment... Well, we're running out of time! A bell began to ring from far away.
A bell.
It sounds like the clock in the main stairway.
Junpei counted each chime carefully.
10, 11, 12. Huh, 12.
So we have 5 hours?
It's midnight. Then we've still got 6
6
hours
hours.
left, right?
We don't have any time to screw around. Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
We've looked everywhere in this room. That only leaves one place to look.
One?
Well, not just one.
Oh, it's gonna be all those fucking doors. Oh, no.
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms.
Don't freak out. We've already searched 4 of them.
4 rooms?
We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us. If each of us can do 6 rooms apiece, we'll have the other 48 rooms cleared in no time.
That is not what you said, Seven.
There are 48 other rooms?
Her earlier experience has apparently not encouraged Lotus to trust Seven. Seven scratched his head awkwardly.
Alright, so everyone knows which area they're searching?
Yeah.
Yes!
Junpei was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side, moving from fore to aft.
We'll all meet up when the clock goes off again. How about in that room with all the beds?
Yeah. Sounds straightforward enough.
I'll shout if I find any of the components we need.
I hope we can find them within the time limit.
Wait, are we gonna make Snake search the rooms?
If we can't, then we'll just have to come up with another plan.
Wait, they're gonna make Snake search 6 of the rooms? Like, wait, think about that for like 2 seconds, guys.
Right.
Then let's do this.
The details decided, they left to begin searching. Out into the hallway they went, each to the rooms that they'd been assigned. However, from far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. It did so only once. It was 1 a.m.
It's 1. I better get back to the others.
He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find 6 of the others already there.
Huh?
Where is Snake? They had gathered in front of door number 8. Or perhaps to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to door number 8.
What are they doing over there?
Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Jumpy, look!
She was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Immediately, he knew what she had meant.
Vacant.
Junpei sighed.
Come on, guys. Who was it? I thought we were supposed to yell if we found it.
Well,
Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept her mouth shut.
What the hell? What is up with you guys?
They all knew something he didn't, and Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
You don't know?
When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red.
What? Let me see.
Junpei looked at the bottom of the red, just to make sure. The slot that had been open on the bottom was now covered with metal.
You're right. It's in there. What about the other 2?
They're the same.
Let me take a look.
Junpei quickly examined the other 2 boxes.
It's just as you said.
Satisfied that they were also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others. Where is
All
Snake?
right, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right?
Where is Snake?
Correct.
none.
Ace and June nodded silently. Seven raised his hand as if to say, not me, and Santa shrugged. Only Clover lowered her head and did nothing.
Huh. Wait a minute.
That was when he noticed.
Where's Snake?
Junpei swept his eyes across the room a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen.
Does that mean that he found them?
I've no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either.
But
I
how?
don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person.
Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. What the hell is he up to?
Maybe he's lost.
Yeah, well, that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place.
Clover raised her head.
No! That's impossible!
Suddenly, she was shouting.
Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see. So he couldn't get lost. That's impossible.
Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes.
I'm gonna go look for him.
The words were barely out of her mouth when she began to run.
Hey, hold on, Clover. Wait!
Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. Sneck. She kept going before anyone else could react. She was gone.
Well, that didn't work.
Here's a really low-effort joke.
What's wrong? Snake! Snake!
Okay.
Damn it. What should we do now?
Well, the red is working now.
No! We're not leaving two people behind! We should go look for them!
Oh man, this ain't good.
We can't add up to 9 with them gone.
Oh, yes, what an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots.
Then remain here if you feel you must, but there's no time. We've only 5 hours left.
Junpei and the others nodded to one another and took off at a run. Throwback to the Metal Gear fans fighting this is Snake gay Paul and being confused. In front of the stairs that led B deck, they decided to split up.
Let's split up.
All right, I'll take this direction.
What could go wrong?
Then I shall look that way.
I'll be over here.
See you all later.
Soon, only 2 of them were left. Those 2 were Junpei and June, who had been a few steps behind the others.
All right, we should go too.
Yes, let's go! But where should we start?
Let's see.
Does this matter? Because I didn't know there was a casino. I mean, I'll just go in
How
order.
about the casino on beat?
Okay, let's go, Jumpy.
They took off the stairs at a run. Before they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. She was leaning against the wall, examining her nails.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
She glanced up at them, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
I'm just not seeing it.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it?
Okay.
What is it?
Well, I don't like to beat around the bush, so I'll get right to it. Why don't we team up?
Team up?
Yeah. What? You need me to explain it to you?
5, 6, 8. It doesn't add up to 9. It doesn't add up.
I'm saying, why don't we go through a numbered door?
Even if we wanted to, that's impossible.
Why?
Jumpy's bracelet number is 5, mine is 6, and yours is 8. Our digital root would be 1.
Yeah.
But there's no number 1. The only doors there are 3, 7, and 8.
Then we add another person.
Huh?
Who?
What? Isn't that easy? 7.
Oh, if we add 7, 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 7 equals 26. The digital root of 26, 2 plus 6 equals 8.
Then the 4 of them could go through the number 8 door. But then we
Wait a
couldn't
minute.
get
What
through the
about
9
other
door.
4? Ace, Snake, Santa, and Clover.
Well, why didn't you add them up?
That was simple enough.
1 plus 2 plus 3, and 1 plus 0, the digital root for those 4 would be 1.
That's right.
And you know the number 1 door isn't in the big hospital room, right?
Of course I know that.
Oh, shit.
No! Are you saying you'd leave them behind?
Of course not. What kind of woman do you think I am? Once we get off the ship, we could come back and rescue them, couldn't we?
No.
Then we wouldn't really be leaving them behind.
No, it doesn't work like
Don't
that.
try to lie to us. I don't think you do anything of the sort.
Really? Why do you think that?
You remember, don't you? We have less than 5 hours left. Even if we manage to escape, there's no way we could come back to rescue them in less than 5 hours.
Well, you never know until you try.
No, you're not thinking this through. Even if we brought 7 with us, we wouldn't be able to get off the ship. The 4 of us couldn't open door 9. It is hidden, but an exit can be found.
Yeah.
Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Yeah, that's right. The digital root for the 4 of us would be 8, so we'd have to add Ace to make 9.
That's right. Unless we bring Ace too, we'll be stuck.
Lotus scratched the back of her ear.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. That's all you have to say?
She didn't sound particularly bothered by what Junpei said. Nor did she seem particularly surprised.
Well, let's try and find another way, okay?
Well, I guess we don't
Get
trust
out
Lotus
of
now.
here with all 8 of us.
That's impossible. Are you being serious? And you do know that only 5 people, at most, can go through one of the numbered doors, right? The number 9 isn't going to be an exception to that rule. Regardless, at least 3 people will get left behind.
Then they go through another door.
Huh?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Then they go through another door. The moment he had said it, Junpei felt a chill run down his spine.
Oh, wait just a second. You're skipping over a really big detail.
Yes, what she said was true, but how Lotus could remain cavalier about so terrifying a prospect was beyond him.
Is that really okay? That means 3 people will die in the end. Are you okay with that?
No, we couldn't take Ace with us.
That's just...
Lotus's forehead furrowed.
You think I could have a moment alone? There's some things I need to think about.
No, you need everybody. If one person dies, you need the other person that doesn't add up to also die. So if anything, I should be caring most about Clover, and June cares the most about Santa, and Lotus should be caring about Ace. He's saying about the 9 door. Right. But, you need at least... it needs to be paired up. You know what I mean? If you're gonna make 9, you need multiples of 9. So...
That didn't turn out to be a very pleasant conversation.
it's not possible to make 9 with an odd number of people.
Yeah.
Junpei's heart felt heavy and his steps sluggish. But he told himself pessimism would get them nowhere.
Well, regardless,
So he forced himself to smile and turned to June.
let's just focus on finding Snake for now, okay?
Yeah, we
Yes,
need Snake.
You're right. We can think about those other things later.
Yeah.
Junpei nodded.
All right. Where should we go next?
Let's keep
Let's
going
go
in
take
order.
a look at the first-class cabin. It's really close.
They turned around and took off down the hallway to their left. Outside the first cabin, they found Clover. She was standing in front of the wall. She was staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What should Junpei do? Talk to her!
Are you all right?
He did his best to sound friendly, but Clover didn't respond.
Look, I know you're really worried, but...
He could think of no words to say that didn't sound hollow and fake. Junpei hesitated. Clover was so consumed by worry and fear that Junpei feared it would crush her. Her actions didn't surprise him. She had suddenly lost her brother, who she seemed to have been very close to.
Alone.
Her voice was thin and barely audible.
Alone.
Hmm?
Alone. I said leave me alone!
That's fair. Suddenly, she was screaming.
You're so annoying! Just go away and leave me alone! Just looking at you guys is pissing me off! Go away, okay? Just go somewhere else! Stop bothering
That's fair. Junpei was taken aback. Such anger and hate. June's eyes had gone wide with surprise as well.
Why are you still here? Didn't you hear me? Huh? Fine, forget it. If you aren't gonna leave, then I'll just...
Alright, let's go, June.
Yeah.
That's honestly a very fair reaction. They turned and left Clover. As they did, Junpei glanced over his shoulder to see Clover wiping tears from her face. Poor girl. Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed.
We really need to find Snake, for Clover's sake.
He did his best to push away the misery and depression and force a smile.
So, where do you think we should go next?
Hallway with all the rooms?
Hey, why don't we go back to C-Deck? We can take a look at that hallway with all the rooms.
Okay, let's get going then.
Together, they ran down the stairs. Boop-ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doop.
Oh, it's Ace.
Ahead of them, further down the hallway, they spotted Ace.
Hey, Snake! Where are you? Answer me if you're there!
What should Junpei do? That's Ace.
Let's go.
Let's talk to Ace. With June in tow, Junpei jogged up to Ace. Hearing their footsteps, he turned to greet them.
Ah, hello there. Snake is... Well, that's obvious, isn't it?
You look like a Pokemon professor for Gen, like, 11.
I assume you haven't found him yet?
Yeah, doesn't seem like you're having any luck either.
I really wonder where he could have gone.
Well, wherever he's disappeared to, we must find him as quickly as we can. For Clover's sake.
Is he the dad of the group?
Right.
I don't mean that in, like, a weird way. Is he just, like, you know,
By the way,
the father figure for everybody to
Clover
look
and
up to?
Snake are really siblings?
Why would you say that?
Why would you say that? The question seemed odd. Somehow odd to Junpei.
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? They don't look alike at all.
Bro, we're in an anime. Like, have you seen any of the other characters? Like, just because Clover has gigantic Hatsune Miku red hair doesn't mean anything. It's an anime. It's fun. It's fine. Ace looked at him for a moment and then spoke.
Yes, you know, now that you mention it, they don't.
Now that you mention it.
Still, there are a great many siblings who do not look like one another.
They could be step siblings. Like, who gives a fuck? They care about each other.
It certainly isn't rare.
Why is this important? I'm sorry. I really don't care. Junpei wasn't sure why, or even if he was seeing what he thought he was. But he could have sworn that Ace's face tightened as he spoke.
At any rate, we really must find Snake as soon as possible.
I really just don't think that these guys... I mean, maybe I'm just not... Is it? Okay,
The
fine.
clock is ticking. We really can't afford to waste any time.
But is it okay, important... Maybe it's not a priority.
Very well. Let's get back to the search, shall we? You can leave this area to me.
All right. Let's go, Jumpy.
At June's urging, they left. I mean, I could endlessly speculate as to why that's important, but without more information, like, it doesn't mean anything.
Something about that was... I'll think on it later. Like Ace said, finding Snake is our top priority.
Sure, everything is important, but, like, it's like, you know that saying about unknown knowns, unknown knowns, and unknown unknowns? That's an unknown unknown. Like, that's something that, like, okay, sure, it's a mystery, maybe, but I can't even, like, one, I don't have any way to get to the bottom of that mystery, and two, I don't know what the revelation of that mystery even has any kind of bearing on. So, like, I guess it's, like, weird, but, like, I don't know why that matters. You know what I mean? I'm the priority number one, and I feel like everybody's forgetting this as we walk around and have conversations about chemistry 101 and astrological symbols, that we all have bombs in our bodies.
All right, where should we go next?
I guess we just gotta go back
Why
there.
don't we go back to the big hospital room?
Okay, let's go then.
They turned and headed back towards the large hospital room.
Hey, wait, that's...
Oh, he didn't move. On their way to the large hospital room, Junpei and June noticed Santa standing next to the number 3 door.
Santa?
Junpei paused. What should Junpei do? Talk to him. You can't go through, man.
What are you doing?
What? You can't tell? I'm checking out the red.
Why? Is there something bothering you?
What? It's not bothering you?
Huh?
The guts of this red. Why wouldn't you wonder who the hell put it back in here?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm curious too, but...
Who do you think did it?
Santa's eyes narrowed as he looked at June. She shook her head.
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
Well, what about you, Junpei? Who do you think fixed this thing for us?
I don't fucking know.
Maybe there's someone else on this ship with us.
That's my best guess.
Hiding here?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just an idea.
And you're saying this mystery person fixed the reds?
Yeah?
That might not be
What?
interesting, but I have no reason to distrust anybody.
No.
Santa shoved his hands into his pocket and cracked his knuckles.
Seems unlikely.
Why?
I don't know, just a feeling. Hard to believe Zero'd bring in a secret 10th player. I mean, the name of the game is the Nonary game, for Christ's sake. You know what Nonary means, right? It means 9.
No, that's not what I meant. I mean more like someone who's been living here for a long time. Or someone who, like, stayed here.
Seriously? That's even more ridiculous. Why do you think Zero would leave them alone?
Junpei furrowed his brow.
So, in other words, one of us is the person who fixed the red.
Santa grinned.
Bingo! We have a winner.
But if that's true, then the person who did it doesn't want the rest of us to know that they fixed it.
Yeah,
But why?
no idea. Maybe if they come clean on that, it means we'd find out something else. Something bad.
Something bad?
Dunno. But whatever it is, it's gotta be worth hiding. Of course, it could have something to do with Snake's disappearance.
You think maybe they did something to Snake?
Yeah.
The plot thickens, I guess. There was something about him that made Junpei wary. At first, he assumed the other man wasn't terribly clever, but Junpei was beginning to think he would need to reevaluate that assessment. When Santa spoke again, his voice was quiet.
Look, if you trust anybody in this game, you're gonna lose.
We need everybody alive!
You've gotta be careful. The person you trust the most could turn out to be the one who stabs you in the back.
With that depressing suggestion, he turned and quietly walked away.
And that's that, I guess.
Junpei and June looked at one another and smiled awkwardly. Okay. Where would they go next? I guess the first class cabin?
All right,
No one's here. Maybe we'll have more, but where?
Okay,
Let's
I
head
guess we're
back to
done.
all right.
Actually, let me go back to the casino.
I don't think any.
The casino.
Let's go take.
Okay.
I just want to see if anybody else popped up in any of these spaces.
Let's try somewhere.
The hallway with all the rooms.
Let's go back. Oh, nobody's. Let's look somewhere.
But where?
All right, fine. We'll go to the hospital.
Why don't we go back to the?
Okay.
I don't think anyone.
We'll finish searching. They looked everywhere they could think of, but Snake was nowhere to be found.
Snake hasn't been anywhere we've searched.
Lotus looked around at 6 frustrated faces and spoke.
And we can't keep looking for him. Wherever he is, it's not here. We need to get moving.
Junpei couldn't disagree with what she was saying. Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. There was no point in wasting any more time. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts, but they stayed silent. Finally, 7 spoke.
We don't got a choice. Lotus is right. We're not gonna find Snake. There's a problem, though. We've got to figure out who's gonna go through which door.
Yes, I have a proposal.
She walked back and forth across the floor, her heels clicking against the wood. Finally, she stopped.
Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice?
Sacrifice?
Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes. You've all figured it out by now, haven't you? We can't all make it through those doors. If we split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people respectively, then 3 people will be left behind. If we split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people respectively, then 2 people will be left behind. But if we split into 2 groups of 3 and leave 1 person out, then only 1 person will be left behind.
Leaving behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3. So... Okay, math time. Math time, math time, math time. Math time, math time, math time. Math, 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 math. Doing math. Doing math. I need a pencil. Where the fuck is a pencil? Leaving behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3. That doesn't seem right. Okay, what do we have? We've got, in order, we've got 1, Snake isn't here, so 3, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that doesn't make sense at all. No, that leaving behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3, that doesn't math, right? No, that's not right. Junpei wasn't quite sure that was true.
Wait a minute. 2 people get left behind if we split into 5 and 2. And 1 person is left behind if we split into 3, 3, and 1.
Yeah.
I got that part. You can't go through the numbered doors with any less than 3 people.
But you could do 4 and
But
3.
if we split into 4 and 3, then why do 3 people have to be left behind?
Just run the numbers. Let's say we go through door 7 with 1, 4, 5, 6. Who's left over?
That would be 3, 7, 8.
What's the digital root for that?
8. No. 9.
3 plus 7 plus 8.
Exactly. But door 9 isn't here, right? That means 3, 7, 8. That was just an example, of course. There are a lot of different combinations, but the result will always be the same. It doesn't matter which 4 it is. The 3 that are left over can't go through any of the doors. Go ahead and calculate it if you have the time. You'll see. Anyway, that's how it is. Now, if we can get back to my proposal. We only have to sacrifice 1 person if we split into 3, 3, and 1.
When Seven spoke, his voice was strained.
Then, you're saying we gotta decide who's gonna stay behind.
Yes, we do. Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best solution. If the other 6 are to survive, then 1 person has to sacrifice themselves.
No, that's too cruel.
What's so cruel about it?
To just sacrifice someone like that?
Then what's your plan? Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1.
That would actually be better, because then if Snake shows up, they can get through the door.
That's not what I meant. We shouldn't sacrifice anyone.
I told you, that's impossible. Wake up.
Whoa, whoa, calm down, you 2.
Stand a step between Lotus and June.
Look, what Lotus is trying to say is, you should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right?
Exactly. That's how democracy works. And for that reason, I think the only fair way to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote. What do you think?
No, that's terrible.
I'm not asking you. Shut up. What about you, Santa?
Me? Well, I agree, I guess.
Damn.
All right, that's 1 vote for. Counting mine, that's 2. 7.
I can't say I agree with you. We don't exactly have a choice. If we don't do something, we're all gonna die.
Oh, glad to see you get it. If I can get one more vote, then it's decided.
Damn, Lotus.
What about you, Clover?
Clover had moved away from the group and was sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body drooped. Junpei didn't know if she'd even heard Lotus's proposal.
Hey, Clover.
Lotus walked over to Clover and gently laid a hand on her shoulder.
Your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors. We've searched everywhere, but we didn't find him. Doesn't that mean he has to have gone through one of them somehow?
How, though? Clover slowly lifted her face.
Let's go look for him together, okay?
Damn, she's
We
manipulative.
sacrifice one person, then we can go look for him. You agree with me, right?
Okay.
Clover nodded once.
The motion carries.
Lotus spun around and walked toward Junpei.
Now, let's start a vote to...
That won't be necessary.
Ace. You're gonna be a G, aren't you? Ace had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech, and everyone jumped a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned to look at him. He didn't seem to notice or even care.
I will stay. That should solve our problem, yes?
Ace, what are you saying? No, you can't do that. That won't solve anything.
No, yeah, it like literally wouldn't solve anything because somebody else has to die at the end because like you're not there to make 9. Ace simply looked at her.
June, I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me. I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself.
Huh?
I trust you. Each and every one of you. I believe you'll come back for me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's optimistic, and then there's just nuts. Those doors only go one way. You go in, you don't come out. If we go through them...
You won't be able to return, correct?
Yeah.
True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship.
What?
Please, I beg you. Once you've escaped, come back and rescue me. Ideally, within the time limit Zero has given us.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time.
Finally, Junpei could hold his tongue no longer.
We've only got 5 hours left. We don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we gonna find someone to come and rescue you?
Then, perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me? Or perhaps you would be willing to leave June behind?
Ace's voice was dignified, and without a hint of cruelty or malice. Junpei had no rebuttal.
You see, there's no other choice.
This doesn't work, though, because then we can't get out at the end, though.
Then I see we've come to our conclusion.
Honestly, the person that it makes the most, if we are assuming that we can't find Snake, it makes the most sense to sacrifice 7. Whoever you choose to sacrifice, the other person who is needed to make 9 is also implicitly being sacrificed.
Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly.
Junpei stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. June bit her lip so hard that Junpei feared she would break the skin. Santa stood against a wall, calm and aloof. 7 tore his beanie from his head and turned it over anxiously in his hands. Only Clover stared at Ace, with an expression Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude was different from the others.
Let's accept his kind offer, then.
This kills you, though! This kills her! Doesn't it? This kills her! She smiled, her eyes bright. Ace answered with a smile of his own.
Good. I think this is the best.
Actually, no, it doesn't necessarily, because you can make 9 other ways. Never mind.
Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. It may be my age, but I get tired so easily these days.
As he spoke, Ace lowered himself onto the floor next to one of the beds. Damn, dude. Mad respect. From somewhere deep in the ship, Junpei suddenly heard the screeching of metal on metal. It was almost as if the ship were screaming. Would it really hold until their time was up? Already, D-deck was flooded. In the sudden silence, the only sound was the sad metal wail of the ship. Unsurprisingly, it was Lotus who spoke first.
Well, what are you waiting for? We're wasting time. Why don't we hurry it up?
As if a spell had been broken, the others all began to talk at once.
You're right. We should get going. That's all we can do right now.
7.
Seriously. Honestly, I was getting kind of sick of listening to you guys talk.
You too, Santa? I have to find my brother. Wait, all of you. Let's just calm down and think about this. There has to be a way to get everyone out. There has to be.
If Snake was here, then we could.
Say something.
Yeah, let's think. There's gotta be another way.
His words sounded hollow and fake.
Fine. Forget about it. I'll figure it out on my own.
She spun around and ran towards Ace. He had slumped down next to the bed when Droom grabbed his arm and pulled.
Ace! Come on, Ace. Please stand up. You can't give up yet. We just have to sit down together and think about this. We'll figure out a way that we can all get out of here.
Then it happened. Ace fell forward. He slumped over onto the wooden floor, his body folded in half like a boxer out cold.
Ace!
June cried out and dropped to her knees beside him. She pulled her arm around his neck and did her best to lift him up.
What happened? Ace, say something!
She shook him frantically. His eyes fluttered open.
I'm all right.
His voice was weak and slightly slurred.
How are you all right?
This.
He held out his left arm and slowly opened his hand. Oh!
A syringe?
Oh. And it was a syringe and a small vial. The vial was empty. It only recently emptied, a few drops clung to the sides. There was a label taped to the side of the container. It read, Soporil Beta.
Soporil Beta. What does this do? Did you use this?
Yes. It's just anesthetic. I'll be fine.
Nah, you're dead.
Anesthetic?
I found it earlier. While we were searching the hospital rooms, I thought it might be useful later. I didn't think I'd be using it on myself.
Why did you do this?
Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap. I really am very tired.
Junpei knew that wasn't why he'd done it. Ace had injected himself with anesthetic to forestall Junpei and June's attempt to bring him along. If he couldn't move, there was nothing they could do. He'd injected himself so that he would be forced to leave them behind.
Ace.
Is there something you want to say? I just like to sleep a little. Could you keep it down?
No, don't, Ace. Don't fall asleep.
I mean, you're not gonna... Power of suggestion ain't gonna beat...
Warm.
The power of suggestion ain't gonna beat anesthetic. Honestly, it probably fucking kills him.
So comfortable. I think I'll have a nice dream.
That would probably kill you if you did that. Don't do that. Ace's eyelids drooped further and further. Almost as though he were dying.
Ace!
She shook his shoulder again and again. But this time, he didn't respond. Only the gentle rising and falling of his chest told him that he was alive. Junpei was relieved to see he was, in fact, still breathing.
Let's get him up on a bed.
Damn, that is, He lifted Ace up off the floor and laid him on the bed he'd been leaning against. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now. We can't let his sacrifice go to waste. Right?
Damn, she's cold.
Like you even mean that.
You say something?
No, nothing.
I mean, she's the one in most trouble for this. Then suddenly, Santa spoke.
Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, we haven't decided who's going in what door.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's true.
Need to check something. Oh, they fucking branch. Yeah, they branch like a motherfucker. Oh, I see if I go this way, I'm just fucked. I'm just done.
Enough of this screwing around. Let's decide. You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8. It's the same number as my bracelet number.
Got it. You're 8. You're next, 7. Which one do you want?
I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
Damn.
What? What did you just say?
Her face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step towards 7. He threw up his hands, made a face that looked like a child caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Who, me? I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
She shot him a glare that would have melted steel, then turned and stalked off.
All right, who's next?
Sansa's gaze moved across the 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Junpei, which door do you want?
At last. Junpei's mind was already made up. Well, I can't pick door 3. I can't pick door 3 because, as we already discussed, you need 3 people to go through. We only have 7 people here, so we can't do door 3. That's stupid, right? I'm not, like, I literally can't, so it's a matter of go with, 7 or Lotus. Because this isn't an answer. Like, we can't do that. Right? That would just, like... I'm gonna say Lotus. I'm gonna go with... I'm gonna go with Lotus to keep an eye on her. And who would that put me with? I'm 5. And then... That's 4, and then we would go... Wait, how... I would go with Clover and Lotus. I would end up going with... I end up with Clover no matter what. So I'm gonna pick 8.
I think I'm gonna go with door 8.
Okay, 8 it is.
And then
All right,
Clover
then.
has to
That
come
means
with me.
June's...
What? Why?
What?
Yeah, because 9s.
If the 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind, there are only 3 ways we can do it.
Plan A.
Have 3, 5, and 8 go through 7, and 4, 6, and 7 go through 8. 4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8. Or 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8.
So I'm going with Plan C.
There are no other combinations. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors. You get it now?
Oh no. You're saying we aren't gonna see each other again for a long time.
Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew if they were going to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he swallowed, still is resolved, and did his best to smile.
Hey, come on. You're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember? We got split up then too, but we all met back up. I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that.
You mean they're connected somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Why? What makes you think so?
They don't make dead ends on ships.
If they don't, then neither team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now.
There's also that.
I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door.
June said nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them, and with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently on her shoulder.
Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again. I promise.
So if we gotta get through the 9 door, 5, 6, we need 7 to live.
Yes. Promise?
You guys are done, right?
So if me, June, and 7, me and June are gonna make it out, we need 7 alive.
Anyway.
And then any combination, and that makes 9.
Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 7 and Clover can take 8. Any problems with that, Clover?
Clover looked away, and was silent for a moment.
Whatever.
It was more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care.
Alright, we're ready to go then. Let's move.
At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Sorry, June. At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Santa, 7, and June walked towards door 7, while Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed for door 8. For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Then, Lotus laid her hand against her chest and turned to Junpei and Clover.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then shall we go?
For our first playthrough, I feel like this group is more interesting, because I guess the, like, secrets... We don't know what's going on with 7. And I guess we don't know what's going on with Santa, but Lotus is kind of, like, difficult to trust, and there's something going on between Clover and Snake, and I want to see Clover find Snake. Because I gotta find Chalice and Jeffy.
Okay.
Hurry!
Lotus and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators on the bracelets had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his left, towards door 7. Jun stared there, a mirror image of Junpei. You have 9 seconds! She turned and looked towards him. Their eyes met.
June.
Jumpy.
They nodded. Their farewell took almost 1.5 seconds.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, we gotta go. Then someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him bodily through the door. He heard the sound of the numbered doors slam behind him. Okay, let's go! His bracelet gave a cold electronic beep.
81 seconds left. Hurry!
Lotus snapped at him and ran to the dead.
Ugh.
Junpei and Clover followed her as fast as they could. Alright, we're good.
It stopped.
With a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm, aloof perhaps.
Pointless.
She muttered to herself without emotion and began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity.
What an unpleasant girl.
Pot calling the kettle black.
I bet she's not very popular with the boys.
Her sarcasm seemed a little more biting than was perhaps necessary, but she sighed and started after the younger girl.
Maybe pairing these two together was a mistake. Too late now. I better catch up to them.
After taking a moment to catch his breath, Junpei followed.
Ah, it's a dead end.
The hallway made a number of turns before at last coming to a dead end.
There's a door on the left, though.
That's not a dead end, then. There's a door on the left. For a few minutes, they stood in front of the door, examining it. Above the door was a plate with the word laboratory engraved on it.
Laboratory? Huh.
Laboratory, not
That doesn't sound
laboratory.
very
Pronounce the O, you fucking
I don't
plebeian.
like the look of this place.
Me either. But there aren't any other doors. It's not like we have a lot of choices.
Junpei,
Huh?
please. You first.
Oh yeah, don't. Junpei suspected her politeness was motivated by something other than respect.
Ugh, fine.
Junpei muttered to himself and pushed open the iron door. His first steps inside were tentative and careful. But as he examined the room, it became clear that there was no imminent danger. Lotus followed him in, and Clover brought up the rear. The room they found themselves in was divided into two separate areas by a curved wall. A thick glass window built into that wall made it possible to see the other side of the division.
No, I think the window looks into another room.
Maybe it's for monitoring something.
Junpei walked to the window and looked through. Oh, it's one of those, like, old school, like... Yeah, it's like you look at the people... It's like an observation room for surgery. In the center of the room, shaped like a quarter circle, a mannequin lay on what looked like a medical exam table.
Looks so creepy.
Junpei jumped a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus come up next to him.
It's kind of like that doll is waiting for surgery.
This is a laboratory, right? I'd say it's more like it's waiting to be experimented on.
Ooh,
It's creepy either way.
Huh.
Don't think that thing's gonna suddenly sit up or something, do you?
Well, I don't know.
Does this game get into the supernatural?
I mean, look at all those cables sticking out of it. If we press the wrong button, I don't know.
Does kind of look like Frankenstein's monster.
Stop it. Just thinking about it is terrifying.
She was gripping her arms, the knuckles on her hand white.
Wait, where's Clover?
She was standing near the entrance of the room. Her face had the appearance of calm, but it was drawn and somehow sad. Well, of course it's drawn. She's an anime character. There was something almost pitiful about her. Junpei walked over to her and, as kindly as he could, spoke.
Are you okay?
She's not okay, dude. She's not okay.
What are you talking about?
What? I'm just worried about you. You've been real quiet.
What? I can't be quiet if I want to?
Well, I mean, of course you can. I just...
Okay then. If I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone, okay?
Come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together.
Clover bit...
Junpei, you just don't get it!
Her cry took Junpei by surprise, and he stumbled back a few steps, alarmed.
My brother's not the kind of person who'd just leave me behind! Something happened to him! Something bad.
Yeah.
Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus, jolted from her mannequin nightmare by Clover's voice, turned toward them.
What happened?
Clover's eyes slid to Lotus, then back to Junpei.
Look, just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone.
I mean, that's not gonna get us anywhere, but it's a fair response. Finished, she turned around. Before Junpei or Lotus could say anything, Clover had began to walk quickly away.
Hey, wait, Clover! Hold on! That way is...
I told you to leave me alone!
He might as well have been talking to a wall for all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her. Without even slowing down, she passed through the doorway.
Clover, watch out above you!
Yep. And without a warning, an iron gate fell from the ceiling like a portcullis, sealing Clover in.
What the heck? What's going on here?
Uh-oh. Clover grabbed hold of the iron bars and shook them as hard as she could.
Hang on! I'll get it open.
Oh, for crying out. You'll never do it on your own.
Junpei grabbed the bars and pulled. In a moment, Lotus joined them. The three of them pulled as hard as they could, but...
Damn it! It's not moving.
Wait! Are you gonna give up? Just like that?
No, I'm not giving up. This has got to be another one of Zero's puzzles.
If it is, then there's gotta be a way to open it.
Junpei nodded.
Just what I was thinking. Now all we gotta do is find it. Lotus and I can look around out here. Clover, you're gonna have to see if you can find anything in there.
Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Seek a way out! Okay, I'm assuming that the other... No, I can... Junpei, do something, please! Okay, fine. That's fair. Alright, I gotta click on stuff. What's this? There's a lot of stuff here. I don't know how we could use any of these. Well, I can say for sure that I do know how to use at least one of these things. Which one? The one on top. I think it's a power cable. The power cable, huh? I'll take that. 3-prong power cable. This is a keyhole. This looks like a keyhole for the activation key. Okay, do pewter things. I think this thing's supposed to power that machine in the other room. Well, it doesn't appear to be doing that. I wonder how we're supposed to turn it on. This is a really old type of keyboard. Not really. There are 2 levers here. Do you think they activate something? Well, why don't you move one? Alright, let's give it a try. Probably no power. Nope. Doesn't look like anything's happened. The hands of the clock have stopped moving. The clock may stop, but time goes on. No time to screw around. As opposed to all the other times that we've done, just talking about, like, random trivia. Oh. Ethanol. Okay. A whole bunch of steel lockers. The 9 on the right all have red lights on them. Red lights, huh? Well, can't hurt to give these babies a try. Yep, just as I thought. Lock tight. All 9 of them. Wonder if there's anything important in there. These lockers are a little larger than the ones up top. Let's see if there's anything useful in here. And no, nothing. Is this the dedicated Linux computer that nobody uses? The power isn't on. Well, there is a power button. This is a waste of time. What? I don't see a power cable. Oh, we could do that! Junpei, can we get back to what we were talking about, please? This computer doesn't have a power cable. No, it sure doesn't. And? Don't say and. It's rude. Have you already forgotten what you just picked up? What I just picked up? So, one end of this cable needs to be connected to a monitor, and the other one needs to plug under the desk. Alright, let's just slip you in. Huh? Oh, shoot. I can't use this. What's wrong? This cable has 3 prongs, but the socket only has 2 holes. The socket to fit, is what I'm saying. In other words, we're gonna need a plug to change the power cable to one with 2 prongs. Order it off of Amazon. It'll get here in 5 hours, probably. This looks like the control for some kind of electronic lock. The red light is on, and it's gotta be locked. There's a green light just below it, although that one isn't lit. But if we turn on, we can unlock it, right? Yes, but how are we going to unlock it? There's no keyhole, no... I have no idea. What about this thingy over here? Oh, that doesn't do anything? Okay. Okay. I don't know what kind of table this is, but part of it's all black. There's a pen lying over here. I think someone probably used it to make the table black. Well, if they only use the pen on one part of it, there's probably something underneath all that pen. Clover, do you think you can erase it? Yeah, sure. Oh, this is permanent marker. We have ethanol! We have ethanol. Who do we stan? I mean, I guess we have to stan June because, like, she's clearly the love interest. We have... Ethanol erases permanent marker. Oh, I have to hand it through the bars. Clover, use this ethanol. You should be able to wipe off that permanent ink with it. What am I gonna wipe with? Oh, well, your clothes, of course. Haha, kidding, just kidding. Please don't look at me like that, you're scaring me. Wait right there. I'll take a look. Oh no, it's locked. I can't get it to move. Yes, it is definitely a good trick. So, wait. So we need to find... Huh? So get an ethanol, then use it to wash off all the stuff from the permanent marker, okay? Right. Okay, so I gotta soak the cloth with the ethanol. Well, she's got the cloth, but she seems to be having a little trouble with the bottle of ethanol. When she's ready, you should ask her to get her work on that stuff on the table. Soak the cloth in ethanol and... Junpei! It's working! It's wiping the permanent ink off. Huh? There's some kind of weird drawing underneath all the permanent ink. What's the deal with that drawing Clover found? Maybe I should ask her to take another look at the table. I wonder what this is. There are a bunch of numbers in some kind of grid. I can't see it from here. Clover, you got a pen and a notebook, right? Could you write those numbers down, then hand them to me through the bars? Okay, roger. Alright, so we'll do that. Here, Junpei. I wrote down all the numbers from the desk on here. Paper with numbers on it acquired. Where was the file screen? Wait, where was the file screen again? Oh, Clover Zone. 3, 4, 2. Okay. 3, 2, 4, 1. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there any place I can enter that? Huh. Is this like an examination table? There's a creepy mannequin in here, guys. Hey, Clover, how are the power cables over there? Huh? What do you mean? Does the plug have 3 prongs or 2? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me go look. Guess she does kind of have to crouch to get down there to look under there. The cable on the monitor has, it's got 2 of those little metal things. What does that mean? That's it. Okay, can you unplug that cable and bring it over here? Okay, but, well, I can unplug it, but it's connected to the main computer. I can't take it over to you. Damn it, that's no good then. Well, how about just the plug? What? The plug? Well, maybe more like a connector? It's sort of like that thing that makes the plug with 3 metal thingies into a plug with 2 metal thingies. Still useless? Not useless, not useless at all. That's just what we're looking for. Okay, can you hold on for a little bit? And back down she goes. All right, unplugged. I'll hand it over to you at the bars, okay? Gimme. And we'll combine that with that. And then we go over to here. Under the desk I go. And just plug this into the monitor. Alright, that ought to do it. Alright, let's turn the power on. I don't think anything's gonna happen. Why not? Well, it's not connected to the main computer. You never know until you try. Pretty optimistic. Oh, wow, it worked. Junpei pushed the button on the front of the monitor.
Oh, that worked.
How did it work? With a soft hum, it turned on. A stream of letters that made no sense to Junpei began to scroll across the screen.
What?
He had hoped it would turn on, but he hadn't expected this.
Huh? It's running on its own?
It certainly looks like it.
Isn't that kinda weird?
What?
Well, it's not connected to the main computer, right? There's just this keyboard and monitor. The only cable connected to this thing is the power cable we just plugged in. So, why is it working?
Maybe it's a wireless display.
Clearly, this was a reasonable explanation to Lotus.
A wireless display?
Yes, it connects to your computer wirelessly, hence the name.
Not a thing.
Have you been living in a cave, Junpei?
Not a thing. Yeah, most certainly had not, but...
Is that normal?
No.
Yes, at least where I worked.
What?
Oh.
Oh, it stopped.
That's not a thing.
Pass with a colon.
Looks like we need to enter a password.
Again? There must be a hint around here somewhere.
Could you go take a look?
Yeah, I'm on it.
God forbid you
What
do
are
anything.
going to do?
I'll see if I can do something about this on my own.
On your own?
Yep, on my own.
Lotus?
Lotus pulled over the nearest chair and dropped herself down onto it in front of the keyboard. For a second, she stared at the screen. She kneed her hands, knuckles popping, and twisted her back left and then right.
All right. Let's kick some ass.
Is she a hacker? Lotus smiled to herself and rubbed her hands together in anticipation. Then, before Junpei had time to blink, she was typing at an incredible speed, the click-clack of the keys running together like machine gun fire.
Wait.
Junpei was, for once, at a loss for words.
Didn't expect that, did you?
Of course I didn't. You're typing so fast, I can't even see your fingers.
Lotus grinned, pleased with herself.
Well, at any rate, you're pretty amazing.
Did you fall for me again?
Oh, get over yourself.
Whoa. What do you mean, again? I'm not into you.
I know. Don't be so stubborn, shy boy.
I am not being stubborn, I am not shy, and I am not a boy. I am a young, healthy, 21-year-old man. I'm not gonna fall for an old lady like you.
Oh, damn. Suddenly, the guttural roar of a furious animal filled the room. Or so Junpei thought, just for a moment. Lotus's hand suddenly stopped, and her shoulders stiffened.
Old lady? Did you just say old lady?
Ah, crap. Junpei. Oh, Junpei, I went too far. Oh well, it was a nice life while it lasted.
I've had enough of you. Go somewhere else. You're bothering me.
What?
Go see if you can find a password hint or something. I'll try and open this from here. You're distracting me. Go. Now.
Junpei waved her hand in the universal gesture of dismissal. Junpei was clearly not wanted.
Fine, I guess I'll go.
Time to cut my losses, Junpei thought, and left as quietly and inoffensively as he could. Junpei wandered around the room for a while, looking for anything that might help him find the password for the computer. How old is Lotus? Like, everybody keeps calling her old, but she does not look that old. Unfortunately.
Nothing. No clues whatsoever. Clover didn't find anything useful in the laboratory either. Damn. Looks like we've hit a dead end this time.
But just as he was about to tell Lotus that its search had returned nothing.
All right. Bullseye. Junpei, I did it.
Excited cheering erupted from near the monitor. He hurried back to find Lotus and looking rather smug.
Let me see.
Think she's 40? That's not even old! She gestured for him to look at the screen, and he did. Excuse me. The strange text from before was gone. In its place was something entirely different. 3 squares arranged in a 3x3 square.
What is that?
I don't have any idea. It just showed up after I cracked the password.
You think it's a puzzle?
Well,
certainly looks like one.
Well, I know the solution.
Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff?
No, I can't do any more. It won't let me do any more programming. See? The keyboard. Nothing. So, there's nothing more I can do. Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei.
Well, I know the solution.
Let me take a break, all right? I did my part.
Well...
He wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have run completely aground. I thought shouldn't rely on other people so much, Junpei thought to himself.
I guess you're right. Thanks, Lotus.
No problem. And make sure you know when you should thank people.
Now, I better take care of this myself. No more relying on anyone else.
Anime gets, age really fucking weird. I swear, that is not, 40s. Alright, well. Okay. Alright. I solved it. Did you hear a noise just now? Yeah, it did. It sounded like something unlocking. Where'd it come from? Here. Look, Junpei. The lights on the locker are green. Then we must have unlocked with the computer puzzle. What's in here? Keys? There's more than one key in here. This one is small, and it looks like it goes to some sort of machine. And this one has the Earth symbol on it. I think the Earth symbol matches a keyhole in a door on A deck. Well, if that's the case, we probably don't need the Earth key right now. Alright then, Earth key. I'll just tuck you away deep in my pocket. Now as for the other key... Activation key. Well, I know where that goes. It was just at that moment when they heard a voice behind him. It was Clover.
Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute?
Sure! He put the puzzle aside for a moment and walked over to Clover.
What's up?
Well, never mind.
Hey, hold on a minute. What does...
Sorry. Just forget about it. It's nothing.
No, it's not nothing. Before he could say anything else, she spun around and ran back down the stairs.
What the hell was that?
After waiting a few minutes to see if she would return, Junpei sighed, shook his head, and went back to searching. Well, we know where that goes. Boop. This key. Alright, I'm turning it on. Okay, the monitor is on now. And it's full of letters. Typing on this keyboard isn't doing squat. It's showing some kind of warning. Power restored to experimental device. Emergency system will activate in the event of abnormal subject behavior. Okay. Does that mean we can touch the mannequin? There's something sticking out of the mannequin's head, like wires or something. What the hell were they doing in there? Huh? Why is she all quiet now? They were doing experiments on humans. Probably. Oh man, now she looks sad. Junpei! This thing in here is on now. Yeah, that's because we activated the power over on this side. Could you, like, play with it a little? Okay, yeah. I'll turn this dial here. Turn, turn, turn. I don't think it's working. Nothing happened. Oh, maybe she missed something. We should ask her to look around the room again. Wait, do I have to take the cable out again? No. Okay. There's a lot of cables under this table. It's a rack. There are a bunch of cables on it. Somebody cut the outer stuff off the cables. I can see the wires inside. I wonder what they washed here. There's weird colored stains all over the sink. Oh, that's blood. Can she look under here? There's the stairs I just came down. The bars and the gate are above me. Is there any... What else is there? Oh. I guess this is drained for water, huh? Well, there's nothing here. Hey! Wait, Clover. Oh, shit. Wait, what? I think... Wait, did I just kill Clover? Oh my god! The mannequin's head! Oh man, it sounds like a fire alarm. God, what the hell? Fire detected. Fire detected. The emergency system will be activated. Evacuate the room immediately. Wait, did I fuck up? Junpei, look! The light is green. The emergency system has activated and disabled the lock. Oh! I'm a genius. No, this room is just funny? Okay. Hey! The screen is all red. Malfunction has been detected. Experiment discontinued. It says the emergency system has been activated. Oh wait, the levers! The gate's still shut. What are you doing, Junpei? You need to save Clover now. I don't know how. How does one save her? How does one save? Oh. Come on, kid, jump. She's safe. Oh, man, that smoke is some serious business. Time to close this door again, I think. Clover, are you okay? Are you hurt? Damn, she's coughing so hard she can't even talk. Of course I'm not alright! What the hell took you so long, you big jerk? I was almost dead. Sorry, I was going as fast as I could. You two can do this later. Right now we need to get the hell out of here. The fire's not gonna stay in that room forever. Did the levers really not do anything? Alright. You found it! Yay! Clover, Junpei, Lotus, and Clover left out of the laboratory, slamming the door behind them.
Whew, thank God we got out of there.
Yeah, finally.
Oh, yeah.
All three collapsed against the wall, breathing heavily. Junpei's heart was pounding in his chest, and his whole body felt weak. He inhaled gulps of clean air, and with each one, he could feel his body begin to calm down.
All right, let's go.
They nodded to each other, and started off down the hallway. Before long, they found a few new doors, but all of them were locked.
Damn, none of these open. They're all locked.
How about that one?
The final door sat in a corner of the hallway.
Let's hope this is the door with the prize.
Junpei grabbed the door handle, was about to pull open when a voice cried out behind him. It was neither Clover nor Lotus, but he recognized it. There was no doubt the voice belonged to...
Jumpy!
Wait, what?
Huh?
Oh, he spun around. There, at the other end of the hallway, Junpei saw human figures running toward him. 3 of them.
June? Santa! 7!
They stopped, short in front of Junpei and his companions, gasping for air.
Hey, what are you guys doing here?
What? But we didn't...
Before he could finish, Clover spoke.
Hey guys, could you come take a look at this?
She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found.
Hey, on the wall.
A map of the ship's interior?
We
It
have...
says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor, then?
Door 7. And...
Door 8. Yep, they both eventually end up at this hallway.
In fact...
Yeah, isn't that what I said? We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9. That's how the nonary game works.
Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again.
Wait a sec. This leads to...
As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness.
Oh,
You've got to be kidding me.
One by one, the others saw what he'd seen.
We may as well go.
yeah.
As one, they all moved back towards the door Junpei had only a moment ago been ready to open.
Oh, almost forgot. We should keep this.
He pulled the map of the ship's interior off of the wall, put it in his pocket, and followed the others. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other 5.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
They nodded, their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa flew open the door. And this goes back to the, This is gonna go back to the, hospital room, isn't it? They poured through the doorway and into the room. Without looking, each of them knew where they were.
I knew it.
They were just where the map said they would
We're
be.
back.
That's okay, though, because we got the key.
In the hospital room.
I see. I believe I understand what you're saying. The 6 of you split into 2 teams and went through doors.
Hello,
7
Dironius.
and
How's it
8.
going?
You solved the puzzles in the operating room and the laboratory, and then met one another in the hallway after opening your respective locked doors.
Dude, you injected yourself with, like, a fuck ton of anesthetic and you're just up, like, 15 minutes later? He looked like anyone might, after only just waking up, but it seemed that his brain was working as well as ever. He had managed to grasp, summarize, and understand each team's report.
At any rate, I feel a bit silly for my little show of altruism. I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Ace shook his head with a rueful smile.
Well, we saw each other again and we ain't dead, so I say that's good enough.
Yeah, long time no see, Dironius. Good to see you again.
Anyway, I say we get out of this creepy old place. We found the key we need.
The key?
Ain't that what I just said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key. We found it in the operating room. Here.
Seven tossed something small and metallic toward Junpei.
Whoa.
Nice catch.
Jeez.
He caught it and found that the object was a key. Yes, we are planning on going to Otakon right now. As of right now.
I see. So this is Jupiter.
On it, someone engraved a symbol very similar to a 4. He looked over at June, who nodded back. It had to be the Jupiter symbol.
I'm gonna let you hold on to that, alright?
Yeah, on it.
Junpei tucked the new key into his pocket.
So how many unused keys do we have now?
There's the Earth key we found in the laboratory. The Saturn key card we found in the kitchen. And the Jupiter key you just gave me.
Junpei tucked the new keys into his pocket. June spoke up.
The Jupiter key is supposed to be for the door at the end of that long, straight hallway, right?
Yeah. If the map's right, then it connects to the central staircase. Then, next to the stairs...
Wait!
They were the first words anyone had heard out of Clover in quite some time. Her face suggested they weren't going to be very, very happy words.
What about door 3?
Look, you saw the map, right? It's the same as 7 and 8. It just lead us back to the big hospital room. There's no point to seeing what's on the other side of that door.
There is a point.
Her brother might
At
be
least
there.
there is for me.
There were tears in her eyes, but she glared at Seven as hard as she could. Just the same. She looked very much like a frightened puppy. There wasn't a man alive who could have resisted those eyes. Seven looked everywhere in the room except at Clover, and muttered and coughed apologies under his breath.
Yeah, you're right, I'm sorry. Snake might be on the other side of door 3.
Clover nodded once. The next person to speak was Ace.
Very well. I'll be coming with you then. I've had a nice long rest. I think it's time I was up and about again. So, Seven, you'll help me, won't you?
Huh? Me?
Junpei did the calculations quickly in his head. 4 plus 1 plus 7 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. It looked like 7 was doing them too. At last, he gave up.
Damn. Well, I guess that's how it's gotta be. So I'm going with you, huh?
Yes, you are.
Alright, let's get moving.
And so it was decided that Clover, Ace, and Seven would discover what lay beyond door 3.
Okay, we're heading out.
Be careful.
Whoa. Didn't think I'd be hearing that from you, Lotus.
Don't let it go to your head. I'd be in trouble if the 3 of you bought it. The rest of us can't open the 9 door.
Ah, the truth comes out.
Seven nodded, as if this answer made more sense, and pulled the lever on the red.
Okay, we're off.
The door opened, and Ace, Clover, and Seven jumped through it. 6, 7, 8. After exactly 9 seconds, the door closed noisily.
All right, we should get moving too.
Huh?
Get moving?
Where are we going?
Everyone except Lotus seemed rather confused.
Well, it would be a waste of time to just sit around, wouldn't it? Let me explain.
Oh, I get it. We're gonna see if we can get anywhere interesting with the Jupiter key.
That is very, very fair. Alright. And I just want to see where we are right now. Okay, we are, Oh, wait. Oh, no, we're... Okay, I see. So, I'm guessing that if we, this is probably the 7 door, and then maybe if we went to the 3 door, we were screwed. So my next guess is going to be that this is going to be Jupiter, Saturn, Earth room. You're somewhere interesting. Yeah. So, but yeah, this is a good a time as any to stop the stream, I think. We got some pretty good progress done. We went like through all of this and this. Okay, you know, I can't complain. I can't complain. This game works in mysterious ways. Yeah, I can definitely see it. I can definitely see it. But Socks204 followed. Thank you very, very much for the follow. I was just about to say the stream is ending. If you haven't already, please consider leaving a follow so you can be updated on when we are live next. So this is the current schedule that we're operating on right now. Zero Escape is going to continue next Monday. And Friday, we're going to be continuing Pokemon Red and Blue. But we got something kind of special tomorrow. This game that I've been keeping my eye on for a little bit called Stray, where you play as a kitty cat. And it's an indie game. It's apparently pretty good. That comes out tomorrow. So I am going to stream somewhat off schedule tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to see a cute kitty cat indie game, meow meow, please consider leaving a follow and tuning in for that stream. It'll be starting at 7 o'clock, and I hope you will join me for that. Let's find somebody to raid. Let's find somebody to raid. Who is streaming right now? Let's raid a friend of the channel, Dylan Baggins. They are playing the Overwatch 2 beta, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, go give them some love. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate the follows as well. I'll see you all next time. Bye.